Hello, you're watching ARIRANG News Break on this Tuesday, June 7th. I'm Han-Dan in Seoul. The first session of the 20th National Assembly begins today, but Korea's ruling and opposition parties have yet to reach an agreement over who gets the key posts of the new assembly. The three main parties, the ruling Saenuri Party, main opposition Minju Party of Korea, and minor opposition People's Party, held marathon discussions yesterday and this morning trying to strike a deal at the last minute, but failed. Saenuri Party and the Minju Party are reportedly locking horns over the Assembly Speaker seat and the seats of major standing committees. We'll have a full coverage on that and on the first session later in the day. Despite all the controversies and contrasting remarks, Seoul and Washington appear to be already deep into discussions on the deployment of a U.S. missile defense system called THAAD to South Korea. The two allies are now reportedly looking into where to place the powerful weaponry. Defense Ministry correspondent Kim Hyun-bin reports.
The Pentagon says South Korea and the United States have made considerable progress in their negotiations over the deployment of the THAAD missile defense system to the south. Spokesman Peter Cook said the two allies just have an unspecified number of complicated issues to iron out. Sources in Seoul say the two governments are already discussing possible candidate sites in South Korea. They include U.S. military bases and mountainous areas away from towns and cities. There's speculation an official announcement could be made during the annual South Korea-U.S. Defense Ministers meeting in Washington in October. In an interview with CNN on Monday, South Korean Defense Minister Han Min-gu said that THAAD deployment would drastically increase the allies' capacity to counter North Korea's missile threats. The start of negotiations was made public soon after Pyongyang conducted its fourth nuclear test and long-range ballistic missile launch earlier this year. Kim Hyun-bin, ARIRANG News.
The International Atomic Energy Agency says North Korea could have restarted reprocessing spent nuclear fuel to harvest plutonium for nuclear weapons. IAEA Director General Yukiya Amano says satellite evidence shows North Korea has likely resumed activities at its main plant in Yongbyon. He expressed serious concern about the North's nuclear program and said it was deeply regrettable Pyongyang has shown no willingness to comply with the UN Security Council resolution adopted in response to its fourth nuclear test earlier this year. Amano went on to urge North Korea to cooperate with the IAEA and fully comply with its international obligations. The head of the U.S. Federal Reserve has once again indicated that a rate hike could be on the horizon. Speaking at the World Affairs Council in Philadelphia, Fed Chair Janet Yellen said positive economic forces will continue to outweigh negative ones. Her remarks come ahead of a two-day Fed meeting scheduled to start next Tuesday. Yellen admitted May job figures were disappointing, but said it would be wrong to put too much significance on a single report. She also noted the uncertainties facing the U.S. economy, such as overseas risks, slower demand and productivity, as well as inflation, could change the Fed's course of action. The Fed raised rates in December of last year after almost a decade near zero rates. An annual list of the most powerful women in the world has been released. South Korean President Park Geun-hye was ranked 12th, down one spot from last year. Kim Mo-kyun has more.
American business magazine Forbes has named German Chancellor Angela Merkel the most powerful woman in the world, maintaining her top spot for the 6th year in a row. U.S. presidential hopeful Hillary Clinton was ranked 2nd, followed by Janet Yellen, the chairman of the UN Federal Reserve, in 3rd. Co-founder of the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, Melinda Gates, and Mary Barra, president of General Motors, rounded out the top 5. Forbes ranked President Park Geun-hye at 12th, down from 11th last year, mentioning the failure of her Saenuri Party to win a majority in the general election in April. Lee Bu-jin, president of Hotel Shilla and eldest daughter of Samsung Group chairman Lee Gun-hee, leapfrogged 2 spots to 98th. Forbes' annual audit considers wealth, media presence, influence, and success to formulate its rankings. Kim Mo-kyun, ARIRANG News.
People in Korea are increasingly pushing away the rice bowl, with many believing, rightly or wrongly, that white rice can make you fat. As a result, rice consumption has dropped sharply over the past few decades. Our Hwang Ho-jun tells us more.
Considering Korea's staple diet has traditionally been rice, the decrease in rice consumption in recent years is quite dramatic. According to Statistics Korea, an average person consumed about 130 kilograms of rice per year in 1985. 30 years later, that number had plunged to 63 kilograms, a decrease of more than 50%. What's causing the big drop is up for speculation, but many point to the recent popularity of low-carb diets in Korea, as many people associate carb-filled food, like white rice, as a surefire way to a widening waistline. However, experts say such beliefs are misguided. They say the complex carbohydrates provided by rice can actually benefit people to have a healthier diet, as it takes longer to digest and helps you feel full. To stabilize the supply and demand of rice in Korea, the Agriculture Ministry has started to impose measures to promote rice exports and the rice processing industry. Hwang Ho-jun, ARIRANG News.
And that wraps up this edition of ARIRANG News Break. Thank you for watching. Stick around for more news updates coming up at noon.